The largest purse this Saturday is the $1.2 million Coolmore Mile. Can Diego Vasquez beat the Americans? Let's find out. Hello, and welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. I just finished covering the Breeders' Futurity, a blockbuster 2-year-old race. So give that race a look as soon as you get the opportunity. We are going to talk about the $1.2 million Coolmore Mile, featuring the heavyweights in that division. Split the pot draw coming on Thursday. Only subscribers are eligible to enter and win. Once you've subscribed to the channel, just leave a comment below. Tell me your best bet or your pick to win the race. Check the description for details. You'll enter the draw to win a free $20 bet on me. Let's get into the action. We're going race number 10, the Coolmore Mile. Let's look at the contenders. As you can see, we got 1 mile on the turf, and we've got lots of good ones in here to take a look at. So let's look at Donegal Momentum, number 1 horse. Since moving over to the turf in the fall of 2024 down here, way down here, he's done quite well. Has only been off the board one time, and I believe he had some trip trouble. He took a bad step around the turn there, finished 5th in this race, but every other race he's hit the board. First, second, third, whatever. Nice win in the Baruch there. Beat Program Trading, who is a very, very good horse we'll talk about momentarily, so stick around for that. Should be forwardly placed if he can get away from the rail. Probably a little outclassed, but a puncher's chance nonetheless. Now we have Quattro Cinto. This one, a good form for his stakes debut, having 3 out of 4 most recent starts, finishing second in the other one. 2 for 2 at Kentucky Downs last month. Won a pair of 1-milers. I saw many of those races where the front speed carried the day, and I don't think it's going to do it in this race, and I don't think he will either. So I'm going to pass on Quattro. Now here's Howard Wallowitz. You saw 181.8. That's a very big number over Brilliant Birdie and Quattro. One of the reasons why is because they don't assign prime power numbers to shippers. So that's going to exclude Diego right away. So don't get twisted that Howard Wallowitz is the class of this field just because he's classier than Brilliant Birdie. So back to Howard. Now, I looked at his career, and for some reason, I thought he was just a pure miler, and I'm probably getting him confused with the other horse that was sold off and went to Australia. Sometimes I get those confused. But anyway, he's really only won 3 races out of his 8 lifetime races, and outside of the all-weather track and Kentucky Downs, he doesn't have any wins. He's won on the all-weather going 5 here. He won on the all-weather December in the holiday, and he won last year at Kentucky Downs. Now he went to, after December, he shipped over and ran in Dubai, right here in the Group 2, and then was awful, basically awful. Got beat 11 lengths, and then came over and took the rest of the year off, I guess maybe for training purposes or whatever. And they thought, well, put him back in and he needs one. So he got this turf sprint and got to a half length of the lead, but needed some room at the 1/16th. Didn't quite get there. I thought it was a good effort, good closing effort for the first off that long layoff, but I don't know how he's going to take to this 2-turn. He hasn't been past 6 or 6.5, I should say, 7 furlongs on the dirt, but not not 2 turns on the turf. Sired by Munnings. I'm a little iffy on him. Here's Diego Vasquez, and I looked at a lot of these races are these 1 mile straight ones, like at Ascot. He doesn't like Ascot. You can see he got beat terribly right here, and then beat terribly by 30 here. So definitely doesn't take to Ascot very well, and definitely didn't like trying down here, trying a mile in the distance of 1 5/16. So those are the 3 bad races, but you can see some other clunkers in there as well. He's got really, really good speed coming down the stretch late, but it's so tough to tell when they're just going a straight mile without any turns in it, how he's going to handle the footing. And especially most of the time, he's facing heavy, soft, heavy, good, hot, soft, soft. So a firm turf, he could just absolutely tear through this field if it translates over from the European circuit. Frankie Dettori in the irons should be tough to beat. Number 5 is Wood Shana. Another shipper, obviously, I think there's 3 shippers, so that's 3 horses that don't get a prime power figure, which could all be, who knows. But grade 3, grade 1 wins right here before the third place, length and a quarter. I believe this one, yes, the stout here in all 8 races going down here, you cannot find a race where he's lost and finished worse than 2 lengths off the lead. Length and a half, length and 3/4 length and 3/4. So he's definitely one that can stay up with the leaders. So this one is probably one you can look at for an exotics play, I'd say. He'll be trying 2 turns for the first time, so that is a big deal. And the first U.S. race is also a big deal. So just keep an eye on Wood Shauna and see what we got going on here. This Mercante was kind of the hot button horse coming out of the Derby when he almost won the Turf Classic off this Kentucky Cup, and then turned right around at the end of May and won the Arlington over Brilliant Birdie. Those two are kind of slightly on the lower level, but the grade 1 within what was it, 3-2, let's see, second by 3/4, pretty good effort. But the back-to-back fourth place finishes, one was at Ellis and one was at Kentucky Downs. So those were both prepping for the Arlington, or not the Mint Millions. And so 5 1/4 lengths beaten. You could probably forgive this race being such a slow pace, but he should have probably been a little closer. Honestly, Old Crazy Bone and Tawnyport, Corruption. I don't know. He's a little over his head in my book in this one too. And Epic Ride is another one. Former Kentucky Derby runner at 3 last year, versatile. He's got starts on dirt, all weather, and most recently the turf, obviously. Held on for the Mint Millions win at the Kentucky Downs. Edgar Morales with the aggressive ride. I think they'll do the same here. Most every ride he's gotten has been up toward the front coming into this race. So I don't see how this race will be any different. But I don't know if the late pace is going to get there. And I don't know about the competition he's faced. He's, Beach Gold, got beat by Beach Gold at Ellis previous to that, beaten by other horses in much lesser stakes races. So I'm not really going to be hip to go with Epic Ride here either. This is the horse I have a lot of interest in. If he can go overlooked, which is going to be tough with Chad Brown and Flavian Pratt aboard, but this horse has 5 wins in 8 starts, and I believe 3 grade 1 victories in those 8 starts. Now, he came back from a long layoff, over a year, to run last August on the inner turf, going a mile and a 16th at Saratoga, and close to within a neck. And I think that was a good race, jumping off, second off the layoff. Brown's 26%. I think he's going to be ready to fire on all cylinders. He usually runs a pretty hefty number after a layoff. He comes in May right here, runs the 92, and then runs a 102 in the Manhattan. Even though it wasn't a losing effort, it was still Master of Time and Nation's Pride, some big monster horses in a grade 1 Manhattan going a mile and 3/16. So he's going to have to pick up the pace if he wants to get into the speed duels of the mile, but I think he's got the chops to do it. And I think Brown wouldn't be putting him here if he didn't. Lope de Vega, I think this is going to be a good firm course for him. So let's go program trading. Now we have rhetorical. 3 for 3 this year, all at a mile and a 16th. Powerful turn of foot. Mostly state breds, though, so this is going to be a little bit too big of a jump in class for me. Now, the connections are confident enough to secure Irad Ortiz's services for this race, so that's pretty good deal there. And the 96 he ran in the West Point looks pretty solid. So this one probably underneath only if the odds are right. But then we go to Brilliant Birdie, who I've been a fan of. Grade 2s, grade 3s, doing very well in. Didn't get there at Kentucky Downs, but I can draw a line through that because I know I've got 90s and good ones at Churchill Downs. The opening verse victory, going a mile is the right distance. Although all that leads to believe could have some sleeper potential. 5 for second in 2024, a little bit less so in 2025, but still 2 wins and a second in 5 starts is not bad considering the company he's keeping has been a little bit tougher. So I'll take a deeper look in second and prime power at Brilliant Birdie for Sherry DeVoe, and can't go wrong with Jose Ortiz stepping in for Brian Hernandez. So we'll see what he's got. The jockey switch might be a slight deterrent since Hernandez has so much experience on him. But let's go to number 11, Beats Gold. Long shot, early career at Gulfstream. Did that upset win in the Turf Mile Stakes at Ellis. Then a solid third behind Epic Ride in the Mint Millions. Connections have made $500,000 purse money from this 4-year-old, basically out of these two races. And now he did get some claiming money in these back-to-back wins prior to that. But I mean, you win you come in third in a Mint Millions and you're getting a few $100,000 credited to your name, 250K purse in the previous race. So all that is pretty good. Keith Asmussen aboard. It's an automatic fade for me. No thanks. Then you have John Keel, and this is a shipper, has a bad post position on the outside. I don't know if I'm just remembering this wrong, but I thought horses sired by Lopa de Vega might prefer firm turf. This one was mentioned in an article, might prefer firm turf, has never seen anything but good to soft turf, but has got a pretty decent record, 3 wins, seven starts regardless. Euro Invader, the Group 3 win was back in April, nearly won the Thousand Guineas in France, head short there. He might like Keeneland, which adds to the appeal, but the poor post position does not. So that rounds out your field for the Coolmore Turf Mile. And as much as I like the guy, I think I'm going to have to make Wallowitz beat me. He may not even be the favorite in this race if things shake out a little differently. But Howard Wallowitz will take money, just the popular name and the horse and the connections and whatnot. His best races, like I said, were the 3 wins, were none of them on familiar turf that we're used to in America. So the all weather and the 2 at Kentucky Downs, all weather Turfway, hasn't even raced a mile yet either. So the angle to beat Diego Vasquez is probably program trading. I'm going to go with program trading as a value play, and we'll probably make a win place bet if the odds are right. So I'd probably use Diego as the key box horse with others like Brilliant Birdie, program trading, maybe Mercante. Can't really say for sure. I might try to leave Wallowitz off the board if the odds are right. Maybe he's vulnerable. We'll take some more deep diving to get into it. But that's all I have for you on this one. Make sure you're checking out all the Keeneland and Aqueduct content. We got Friday races at Aqueduct, Saturday races at Aqueduct. Tons more to come, plus the split the pot draw. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leaving those comments. Smash that like on your way out. See you soon.